The dark web. What is it? There have been a lot of stories circulating around the internet about people's experiences about the dark web. It is a part of internet that isn't indexed by search engines. Why? Because this is a hotbed of criminal activity and at least 50% of what's happening here is illegal. You will be able to find credit card numbers, all manner of drugs, guns, counterfeit money, stolen subscription credentials, hacked Netflix accounts, and software that helps you break into other people's computers. And since the users here are anonymous, a lot of gruesome crimes can happen here. Crimes that will make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Disclaimer: we advise you to watch at your own risk. In this video, we are going to look at the top 10 crazy dark web stories ever. This will be one hell of a list, so I suggest you prepare yourself for a lot bizarre things happening. Number 10. ICU. A Reddit user who goes by the name Ernig377 said, "A friend of mine claims he was snooping around where he didn't belong, black market forums and hacking forums, when someone private messaged him, basically saying, 'I've looked into you because I see you in here a lot, and I know you're not here to buy or use the services because you're just a kid. I don't mind, but others will, and you haven't protected yourself well enough to be here. Get off if you know what's good for you.'" Okay, this story would have me disconnecting my computer, throwing it in the bin and going to sleep with the lights on. Number 9. Dead bodies. An anonymous internet user shared, "When I was younger, I would frequent steakandcheese.com and rotten.com and just go through and see the darker side of the world. Yes, everything on those sites was disturbing, but the worst was an album of rotten.com titled Dead Blondie. The first picture showed a naked corpse on a table as if she were about to be embalmed. Her skin was green and her hair was yellow, bright colors for a dead lady. Anyway, I went to the next picture and it was taken at an angle where it looked like she was looking at the camera. It was so scary to see those cold, lifeless eyes staring into my soul. I couldn't sleep for a few days after that." Number 8. Human Experiment. There is a website in the dark web called The Human Experiment that details the less than ethical experiments of an anonymous group of doctors and medical students who aims to prove their tagline, "Not all humans are equal, for some of them were born superior to others." You will find these written in their website. In this website, we attempt to illustrate several experiments that are being conducted by our group on human subjects. The people chosen for this range of experiments are usually homeless people that are unregistered citizens. Experimentations range from starvation and water fluid restriction, vivisection or pain tolerances, infectious diseases and organ effects, transfusions, drug trials, sterilization, neonate and infant intolerances to X-rays, heat and pressure. Laboratory examinations like full blood counts, urinalysis and other chemistries are done at hospitals where we take the samples and send them under other real patients' names. The results are carefully dispersed so as not to arouse suspicion. The bodies of the dead are dissected and then disposed of in dumpsters of meat shops where their bodies will not be found. No IRB approval was sought for this secret range of experimentations. The High Command oversees all operations and chooses potential targets. Number 7. Bestiality. A Reddit user who goes by the name 69 Rupees shared, "When I was about 12-13, I used to browse through TOR all night and just scroll through whatever I could find. Aside from the usual gore and CP that was floating around, I saw this one page that still haunts me now. This guy ran an animal sanctuary out in Colorado with a bunch of different exotic animals. He would essentially rent them out to people who were into bestiality. Some of those animals looked so miserable, malnourished and chained up in the photos. I didn't even know what to do with that info at that age and just remember having nightmares about those animals. Number 6. Sex slaves. A Reddit user with a username KKJackman said, "When I was at school in Colorado, we would buy Xanax, ecstasy, and whatever else off the deep web all the time. But once we ran into a vendor selling people without arms and legs. I'm guessing they were meant to be sex slaves, but who knows if that's all they being used for." We are halfway on our list of the top 10 crazy dark web stories ever told. How are you taking it so far? Creeped out? It's going to be crazier from here. Let us know below in the comments. Number 5. Daisy's Destruction. 80% of dark web users are there for abuse of children. This is a legit number brought to us by a 6-month study by England's University of Portsmouth. Here is an example. Peter Scully is a 51-year-old Australian native who was found guilty in the Philippines for rape, torture, murder, and fraud. Scully ran an international pay-per-view on the deep web in which he and his female partner, Carmen Ann Alvarez, raped and tortured at least 8 young girls, including 1 infant. The site featured a series of videos entitled Daisy's Destruction, and online visitors paid hundreds of dollars to watch them. Public outcry sparked an international manhunt, and in 2014, Philippine authorities teamed up with the National Police of Netherlands, who had incidentally begun their own investigation into the case sometime earlier. Their downfall started after 2 potential victims escaped and were able to identify Alvarez. Alvarez confessed and revealed the locations of the houses in which the crimes took place. Beneath one such house, authorities unearthed a shallow grave containing the body of a small girl who, according to Alvarez, was featured in Daisy's Destruction. Number 4. Stillborns. An anonymous internet user said, "I remember finding this site that was dedicated to women who can't deal with the fact that their babies had been stillborn. It was filled with pictures of dead fetuses dressed up and had this really sad, creepy song playing as you scrolled through. Dark stuff." Number 3. Cannibalism. When asked about their creepiest story in the dark web, one internet user shared that cannibalistic forum about eating people and being eaten by people. Some members even chat and arrange meetups there to eat each other, like, "I need someone to eat my fresh meat. I am juicy and tender," and all that crazy nonsense. "I wonder how I taste like. Ew. Never mind." Number 2. Bareback forums. An anonymous internet user shared, "I haven't looked for it again, and I won't do it. But I was researching something about AIDS when I was in college and found a forum, which I believe was called Bareback Forum or something. I remember it was full of AIDS-infected men that wanted to infect others. It had stories of success and of people bragging about this. I remember being disgusted and emailing my teacher, never for a reply back." Before we reveal number 1, be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the best and most interesting topics on the internet. Number 1. 10-second call. A Reddit user who goes by the name 1CentsFan wrote, "I downloaded Tor, and within 20 minutes of downloading it and browsing random stuff, I got a phone call, but there was no one there, and they just hung up after 10 seconds. I didn't even know if it was legal at the time, so that was enough to freak me out, and I stopped right there." The dark web is not a safe place for people who don't know their way around it, so if you plan on visiting it anytime soon, brace yourself for happenings like these. There you go, you just found out the top 10 crazy dark web stories ever told. Which of these were the craziest? Update us in the comment section below. That's all for now, thanks for watching. If you had fun with the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and also turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss any of our next videos. Tune in for more of the best and most interesting topics on the internet. I'll see you guys next time.